When most people think about adventure in Kenya, they imagine safari, beaches, road trips to fair destination. But if I told you that one of the best adventures is right here in the heart of CBD, today we are exploring four incredible places in the story of our city, from Kenya's richest history, culture to breathtaking skyline and peaceful spaces that invite reflection. We visit the Kenya National Archives, climb to the famous KICC Rooftop for one of the best panoramic views of Nairobi, step into history of Nairobi Gallery, and end our journey at the Nairobi 4th August Memorial Park. Whether you're a tourist or a local or someone seeing Nairobi from fresh eyes, this guide will show you why Nairobi Centre deserves a place on your travel bucket list. So let's explore! How are you? Hope you're faring on well. Today we are going to the KICC Rooftop. I said I will show you Nairobi. So today I want to show you the whole of Nairobi all together from the rooftop. And then we're going to look for a couple of statues in town that I really love. And then we're going to take videos and photos there. And that marks the end of the Nairobi tour. And the first statue I have seen is Jomo Kenyatta statue that is here. Kenyatta International Convention Center, KICC, built between the years of 1967 to 1973. It was officially opened in 1973. The building was designed by a Norwegian architect by the name of Carl Henrik Nostrik and a Kenyan architect by the name of David Mutiso. The rooftop gives you a view of 360 of Nairobi and is located in the Nairobi CBD. The design was inspired by the traditional African drums, African hat and African drums. Crazy, right? So yeah, this is one of the things
time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe, need you every day. You like my oxygen, make it seem like the barging down. Got my heart no barging in, from the bed to the floor to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up, break you in then break you out. In the end we gon' make a child, then we gon' hit the shower. Part 2 we don't need no pause. Get real misty, we gon' get tipsy, don't need a power shot. Had to fist my demeanor. Let's go. No, they don't want me breathing still.
City of Nairobi. Damn. Hi guys. It is your girl from the City of Champions, and today, no, this is not the tallest building. Yeah, today we are somewhere in Nairobi exploring the city. More stairs, more stairs. More stairs. Fuck it. Yes. We are almost there. The city of Nairobi. This is like, there is Uhuru Park. Oh guys, we will go Uhuru Park next. That is our next visit. Yeah. And this is a beautiful expressway and so many other things. The beautiful Nairobi. I'm viewing this place from the platform. This is where there was aeroplane when Aisha Speed was here and place a video on the stream. Yeah, there are not so many people at this place. This is madness. I expected so many people. I expected to meet so many people. Nowadays tourism is becoming something. There is a train station and I promised myself that I'll try catch a train today home. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. Yeah, the beautiful city of Nairobi from the rooftop.
So there's no lot use their own cars. So people last like they use.
As you can see, when I left the house in the morning, it was raining, so I was kind of thinking to myself, I've watched a vlog of somebody who has come here, who has come to the rooftop before, and it was very cloudy, and he didn't get to see anything. So yeah, I'm happy to get to experience it. Point we are starting here to go around the building, so the skyline. Guys, this marks the end of my tour. Yeah, KICC was nice. I got to view most of the places I wanted to view in Nairobi, but also the breeze was angelic. The breeze was something else. And every time I go somewhere I see water, I just feel happiness. Happiness. Ooh. Na, 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 na. Yeah, so this is the beautiful KICC, as you can see. I don't know if you can see my work, but yeah, that is the beautiful KICC. Let me place my ID before I misplace. 10 seconds. Okay, I need to run there. Push the girl from the street champions, and I will stop saying this. So today I visited the art gallery in Nairobi, and let me tell you guys, if you're in Nairobi and you don't have anything to do, you're honestly joking. But before that, let me show you the outfit of the day. I've already been shown around, and then I want to take videos now for you guys, because I don't like putting people in jeopardy or in situations that they don't want to be. So yeah, stick around and watch as I show you what is entailed in the Kenyan Art Gallery. Right in the middle of Nairobi CBD sits a building thousands of people walk past every day, but very few know the incredible stories hidden inside. Today, I'm taking you with me to Nairobi Gallery, home to priceless African art, fascinating history, and the exact spot known as the Kenyan Point Zero. Did you know that? That Point Zero is, they used to measure the distance from any other place in Kenya from that point. Let's see if this hidden gem is really worth visiting. Other than the art I'm yet to show you, I just want to show you my outfit of the day, because I'm a fashion girly and this is my first time in 2 years that I've worn makeup. Clap for me. Yeah. When you first walk into the art gallery, you are welcome into this room where you are shown the African heritage, from the African coins to the African jewelry to the beadwork from different communities in this world. Like, you literally get to see the Ashanti, the things that were there. Now, the main man who this gallery is made and the story is told here is Joseph Murumbi. Do you know who Joseph Murumbi is? Joseph Murumbi was the second vice president of Kenya. Wild. He didn't just live in politics. He preserved African culture. Together with his wife Stella, Murumbi spent decades collecting books, artifacts, paintings, sculptures from across Africa and the world. And just going to the gallery, you just get to learn the story of Murumbi, from how he just took his time to just preserve culture, relive it, and place every moment and every bit of it to one point. So this is where Murumbi's wife used to collect stamps. So generally the art gallery is about the story of Murumbi. He was the second vice president of Kenya. I think I will tell this on video, but this is the stamps that she collected. The beautiful ones are these ones from Ethiopia. I really admire them. And that was a Kenyan stamp before. In that, I know most of the people who were never there during the stamp season will never explain this. So yeah. Look at that. Look at this, beautiful. Walking through these halls felt like entering Murumbi's world. Every piece tells a story, not just about art, but about identity, culture, and the importance of preserving history for generations and generations to come. And this is just to my siblings and anybody else. I think when I just went to this art gallery, it just reminded me that I need to think about, I'm going to preserve my culture. This is the third room I'm going into, and I want to show you guys what is entailed there. Murumbi's house collectibles. This is his house in Muthaiga, his living room. I think that is his office, and his beautiful garden. The story of Murumbi is quite critical. Yeah. This was the things that he had collected to go to his house. Guess what? Those two angels was Murumbi, because they used angels that used to sleep in his bed. Those were his outfits. That I think was his outfit. That is his warrant of arrest during the colonial period. And yeah. I think these were collectibles that he had in his house. There's something I'm forgetting to show you here. This was also collectibles, I think from Gambia or something. So yeah, this was everything in his house. Everything in this room were things that were collected from his house, which is wild. Totally wild. Now this are his collectibles when it comes to textiles and outfits, which is really weird and quite confusing. Like a man of his stature, because as a vice president, could still go retire and go and start collecting things. There's a lot of things. There are other things like this that are from the Yoruba tribe. Like it's quite big. I'll show you the story behind this thing now. Let me show it first. Everything in detail, because again that will be depriving you an opportunity to be able to come and visit this place. But if you're a sucker of history and you want to learn about history, you should probably book yourself with a date to this place. It only costs 300 bob and you're given somebody to explain for you things. How many times, guys, should I cut you? Don't know. So yeah, this room basically is just things that you collected. Let me show you something that I really fell in love with. Is a golden dress that is worn by, it's called golden okene, that is worn by women to show that their fathers are wealthy. Would you have been able to wear this if your father is wealthy?
You on my mind a lot. Don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe, need you every day. You like my oxygen. Make it seem like the barging them. Got my heart no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up. Break you in, then break you out. In the end, we gon' make a child. Then we gon' hit the shower. Part 2, we don't need no pause. Get real misty, we gon' get tipsy. Don't need a power shot.
Welcome to, I think, my most favorite room. Here we have, this was a museum that Murumbi had created, and it got banned. So these were the only people that were found there. This is a seat, that is a safety. I don't know if you can see this thing, but let me show you what makes this book, this room, my favorite place. Let me show you what makes this room my favorite place. Yeah, for real. I'm really joking. What I really like about this room is the fact that they have books. They have books, and all these books were collected by Murumbi. And one of the things I'm learning that this man was very intelligent. He had married a Mzungu called Stella. Yeah, called Stella, and together they used to collect things. And this museum is just beautiful. And one of the guys that was collecting his things, I'm forgetting the name of that person, returned back his things after he had died. He returned back those things to Kenya in 2013. I will literally tell you this in the video. But in the meantime, let me show you the books that he collected. They see some of the books that he collected and in the archives. I've never gotten an opportunity to go to the archives, but I will get an opportunity and I will go there and show you what is contained there. But because I'm going to the archives, we'll be spending a day with me studying history and a couple of things that I really wanted to understand about the Kenyan history from that place. Other than that, stick around, let me show you around. This is the last room. I think I've shown you the rest of the rooms, but this is the last room that I really loved, and I got to sink in deep, and we spent a lot of time with the person who was explaining to the things here, the guide. But we spent a lot of time in this room. Yeah. Who them that? Yeah, Dedan Kimathi. I really want to study a lot about this man. I wish there was like a museum to talk about him. So these are the books that Murumbi collected. You can see them, right? Yeah. And that chair there. More of the books, and that is Murumbi looking at the books. That for the Mijikenda people. Oh my god, very scary. So they used beadwork. Oh my god. Yeah, and there's another one here. I just thought I should show you this. And then I don't know, they say this is from which community. Let me see. Yoruba. These are their gods that were here, and that is the one that they use as their gods. All these materials and fabric in this room was collected by Murumbi himself. I can't explain to you. Come here, learn more. Yeah. As I wrap up my visit to the Nairobi Gallery, I can't help but think about the vision of Joseph Murumbi, a man who believed that preserving culture means preserving who we are. For just a small entrance fee, you get an access to centuries of history, incredible art, and stories that connect us to our roots. In a world where we are always rushing, sometimes the best thing we can do is simply step outside, explore, and experience something new. Going out isn't just about taking pictures or creating content. It's about learning, being inspired, and making moments that stay with us long after the day is over. Whether you are a tourist, an art lover, an historian, or just simply looking for something different to do in Nairobi, I highly recommend visiting this hidden gem, because sometimes the most beautiful journeys aren't the ones that take us far away. They are the ones that help us appreciate the beauty, history, culture that have been around us all along. And who knows, the very next favorite place might be in my own town. A man or a moment himself. If you've been able to watch this far, behind me, there is Uganda tombstones. This is how it used to look like. I think that was a tombstone. You know, this one is for a bed. This was used as fence. I'm not sure those lines, but I will tell you in the video. If you're really enjoying this video, like, subscribe, and share to more people. For me to be able to watch this video and create for you more and more of travel content, guys, you know what to do. Subscribe, like, and share, and even recommend to friends and family, because Kush is here to stay, and Kush is here to create content for you for life. So now I'm sticked like a glue. I'm I just spent like an hour here doom scrolling. I'm supposed to finish this book. I read this book in 2024. Tried to read it this year, but I was a bit lazy. But yeah, we move on regardless.
You on my mind a lot. Don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe, need you every day. You like my oxygen, make it seem like the barging down. Got my heart no barging in, from the bed to the floor to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up, break you in then break you out. In the end we gon' make a child, then we gon' hit the shower. Part 2 we don't need no pause. Get real misty, we gon' get tipsy, don't need a power shot. Had to fist mind in me. Let's go. No, they don't want me breathing. Still I rose like God and Jesus. Got on 3 Jesus pieces, looking like Jay-Z and Yeezy. I'm so far from conceited, but how can I be defeated? I had to turn my wrist on like I'm Ben 10. Yeah, let's go. These rappers think they doing son, I'm not a fan. You trash. I told my dad today, he said it's all pretend. I got back in my bed, now I got no friends. Yeah.
Guys, just exploring and experiencing life in their own sense. This is the beautiful Nairobi. This is the Memorial Park. I didn't get an opportunity to get inside, but yeah, that is where I was seated reading my book, and this is the beautiful Nairobi. Now we need to go and catch the train ride, but before that I need to take another video.
Before you leave, can you just please before you leave, can you just please before you leave, can you just please before you leave, can you just please
August 7 Memorial Park was built in memory of the people who died in the bombing of the Kenyan embassy that was built at this particular place. So to enter this place, it only costs 50 bob Kenyan shillings, and you get an opportunity to have a sitting area and a camp place, and there are also restaurants. I didn't get to use them. Yeah. From the outside, it looks like just any other building in the city, but behind these walls are decades of history and culture, memories waiting to be discovered. Hi guys, my name is Kush, the girl from the City of Champions, and today we are touring the archives. We as Kenyans always pass by this place. Tupatane archives is like always the thing. Today, guess what? We are getting to see the building inside. And I saw a video of somebody touring the archives, and I was like, yeah, I could probably show my people inside this place. I'm looking beautiful, and my hair is looking beautiful as much as it's been here for a while. I'm annoyed because I don't know if this is something I'm supposed to say, but tomorrow we're supposed to be having a major protest in Kenya to just commemorate 2024. But outside here, outside archives, the government has paid people to synthesize them. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Anyway, let's do the archives because I have a lot to complain about. Let me show you around. I came here because when I went to the National Gallery a few weeks ago, also something that I really loved. For just a small entrance fee, you gain access to one of the Kenya's richest collection of history, treasures, and decades of work. Sometimes the greatest adventure don't require traveling far, just being curious enough to explore what's around you. I think these are the ancient clocks. From last week's vlog. Okay, that music is too loud. This is Murumbi. We went and studied about him at the National Gallery. I think that this is just basically most of his photos. Yeah, Murumbi with his wife. That's a drum. This is a Turkana grinder, and that is a stool. I don't remember the name of the stool. This is also a Turkana stool, and that one. Giriama commemoration outfits. These are all Giriama musical instruments. That's a drum, I think so. That's a guitar in the modern world. That's a horn. And this was in Murumbi's compound. As soon as you step into the ground floor, you are welcome into the world of Joseph Murumbi. This entire space reflects the life of a man who dedicated himself to preserving African rich heritage. Murumbi traveled across different parts of African continent, carefully collecting everyday household items, from furniture to war items, traditional tools, artifacts, sculptures, textiles, and objects that represent the diverse culture of Africa. What many people saw as ordinary items, he recognized as pieces of history worth protecting for the future generation. Walking through these rooms almost feels like stepping into his own home, his world and compound. Every object has a story, and together they paint a picture of how different African communities lived, created and expressed their identity. As much as they are different, they are also similar in its own ways. His collection reminds us that culture isn't only found in grand monuments or historical books. It is preserved in the things people use every day. The chairs they sat on, the pots they cooked with, the carvings they made, and the art they passed down through generations. Without Joseph Murumbi, many of these culture treasures might have disappeared forever. Instead, they remain here, allowing us to appreciate the beauty, the diversity of history and of African culture under just one roof. You don't have to travel to a different country to be able to see how they lived and they worshipped. And this is one of the things that I have learned the last few times that I've visited places that show history and demand about it. See that beach? African gold. I don't know if you can see them clearly the way I'm seeing them. You're just seeing me because it's reflecting back. But yeah, those are African gold. That is a replica of an African leader. This is an Ashanti material. There's a lot of lighting coming from there, so it's affecting the video. So this is the art stone. Yeah, this is African art basically. And all this was in Murumbi's house. This is wild, wild. That's a sculpture of who exactly? This is African ivory, the one with a crocodile, and yeah. And this is dolls, African dolls. These are the things I'll be buying my children to play with. The early art by the Akamba people. So all this is the early art by the Akamba people. There is a bed, I think, I don't know, probably it was a swinging bed outside. And that's an African material fabric. I don't know what this is, it's not written in. Oh, cancer awareness campaign. And it's just telling, yeah, so many messages been written here. As much as there's a lot of music coming in from outside, because on that day it was just generally a messy day, I just feel like I had a great time because for me art is unique and it speaks more words than just anything else. And a person who is in love with art, who enjoys painting, who enjoys crocheting, who enjoys doing things that are quite artistic, even editing is artistic, I am just left asking myself, how can I be able to preserve what I'm doing at the moment so that a generation that is coming may be able to come and appreciate the amount of art that is there in this world at this age, day and age.
You on my mind a lot, don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe, need you every day. You like my oxygen, make it seem like the barging down. Got my heart no barging in, from the bed to the floor to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up, break you in then break you out. In the end we gon' make a child, then we gon' hit the shower. Part 2 we don't need no pause. Get real misty, we gon' get tipsy, don't need a power shot.
Ethiopian women outfits, African heritage. Yeah. Ethiopian religious art, and there is the Ethiopian art. And then this is, I think it's John Bowles collection. Ugandan artifacts. Jewelries. Look at how beautiful, like, necklaces and like artifacts from long time ago used to look. Very demure.
Before you leave, can you just please, please, before you leave, can you just please, please, before you leave, can you just please, please. This sound like Argentina, had to fist my demeanor. Let's go. No, they don't want me breathing, still I rose like God and Jesus. Got on 3 Jesus pieces, looking like Jay-Z and Yeezy. I'm so far from conceited, but how can I be defeated? I had to turn my wrist on like I'm Ben 10. Yeah, let's go. These rappers think they doing son, I'm not a fan. You trash. I told my dad today, he said it's all pretend. I got back in my bed, now I got no friends. Yeah. Before you leave, can you just please, please, before you leave, can you just please, please, before you leave, can you just please, please, before you leave, can you just please, please.
One of the most striking display is this wall dedicated to President Mwai Kibaki. And you know what? Whatever I was reading here with a lot of passion and everything else, I was even dancing around while doing it. It's because one of his favorite, his quotes just is everything. And looking back at his leadership marked a transformative period in Kenya's history, particularly in economic growth, infrastructure, development, and expanding access to education. We all got free education because of him. As I stand here, you're just reminded of history isn't just about the distant past, it's also about the leaders whose decision continue to shape the country as we live, and even when he's already gone. Like, it's crazy. And just seeing his legacy live on, I'm so happy. Like, I'm so gassed down. So in the next post, you should just be able to just pause and take a minute to read just what this man left. Yeah, now we're going up the stairs to see what is outside there. And okay, when I come down and show you the archive. Let's go. We are going up the stairs. The camera performing. I mean, sorry, you're not in my video. The prominent chiefs. Mbomomias. Bishop Otunga with his 85-year-old father, Chief Sudi. This is my favorite story. I love. This is one of his. It was before he became a cardinal. Damn it. Yeah. Oh my God. The governors during the colonial period, right? Philip Mitchell. This fucking man. Fuck you. Yeah. Sir Evelyn Lord Holdwick. Okay. Patrick. I don't know most of this governors. I don't know most of the governors from the colonial period because I fucking don't give a fuck about them. Mau Mau struggle defenders. In the previous time I showed you about Dedan Kimathi. This is my favorite person. Honestly, Kenya should find a way of honoring this man. This man deserves honor. It truly deserves honor. Yeah, Matt is you need to come here to experience this. So most of it is just me and my history, the part of history that I know, that I'm generally just seeing people. I'm like, oh, so this is this person, yeah. But this side of the world is not like down there. Down there, I could literally give you a lot of information on what goes on below there. But when it comes to this side, it's mostly honoring people that were here before. But yeah, the rich and the poor, crazy. Let me show you around, because I think this place is almost closing down. I came in very late. I was very skeptical about coming, but yeah, this is really mind-blowing, like mind-blowing. It's like blowing my mind away, because yeah, I didn't think I would be at such a point where I can just diverse myself and dip myself into history. So here we are, the detention of the Mau Mau people, walkers, how they were being arrested. Benson Jofu, I don't know who that is. Kenyatta at rally, which he was arrested and detained. Interesting. Capturing Mau Mau warriors. And then this is the industry, how like after independence they now started growing the industry of agriculture and just starting how to like carving and just honoring the few things that we had as Kenyans. If you did history, you would totally understand what the logical is. This is wild. Ronald Ngala, Masinde Muliro, the 6, Lancaster 1, Lancaster 2. My history is being tested for sure. Prominent personalities, that is Eliud Masu, Ronald Ngala, Bruce Mackenzie. I don't remember studying about him. Anyway, Piogama Pinto, the one who introduced the second vice president, Ramogi Ochieng Aneko, Fred Kubai, Michael Bundel, the Wazungus that remained behind, Thomas Joseph Mboya. This guy died. I don't understand why. Paul Ngei, Choke Mungai, Jose Amangi. The royal visits. Swaziland. Miss Evelyn Baring, the wife of the Baring, wearing the Kikuyu. The hell? Queen mother. Honestly, I feel like pulling this part. Like there were people that were not supposed to be honored after like independence. But yeah. Who do we have? Queen mother, school children, whatever that side is. And then the police, the inspector generals of police since 1918 till 2009. Why don't we have the one till present? Then these are the inspector police commissioners since then. Yes, these are the current ones. Yeah, this is the current inspector. Okay, this is the previous one, Boit. Yeah, serving as a police. And the Kenya Defense Forces, African pieces, bits and pieces. Now this is where I get to experience culture. So my history has been tested for sure. The history has been tested for sure, 100%. Let me show you down there first. So that's the entrance, and this other part is where I've just been mind blown again. Yeah, look at the first Nini for Kanu, vote Kanu. Daniel Moi. I don't know what that is because I can't see the African Union flag. That is it. That's the African Union flag, and this is the seat that the first president used to sit on. Yeah, I know this. This is pure madness, and this was the first president, the late Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, is sculptured. This is the seat he used to sit on, and that is the African Union flag. And now President Jomo Kenyatta's life and history. Now we're back to being mind blown. That is his photo. And yeah, this is like his time photos of him with other people. I'm just interested in this one. Dr. Joseph Mungai Jomo Kenyatta, Mungai Chokwe and Tomboya on holiday at Coast. Oh my God! Machupi. Wow! Duguze. Chupi. Of the programs of Kenyatta's independence. I think this is just a wall of showing the things, Serikali ya Muungano, and just everything going on. This was the second president, Mwai Kibaki here, Moi, His Excellency Daniel Moi, and then that is our fourth president, Uhuru Kenyatta, and this is our third president, Mwai Kibaki. They are all late. These two are late, but we have President Moi, we have President Uhuru, who is our President Ruto, who's our current president, and then this is a prime cabinet minister. He's been a lot of things, and yeah, this is Uhuru Kenyatta before he became president, I guess, and that's the late Raila Amolo Odinga. I've not healed from that man, but we need a place to honor this man. Yeah, and these are the vice presidents over time in this country. So yeah, all these people were vice presidents, and that's Kalonzo Musyoka. Yeah, and that's president. I think this one is President Daniel Moi. Yeah, and then this here are the books. This was Kenyatta's program for his campaign, and that was Murumbi's books. And as we continue going on, this is President Moi's corner. That is when the Queen of England visited, and that is Kibaki when he was president. Insane, right? And this is Kibaki again when I think he invited the vice president or the president of China. So most of the things here are just about Kibaki, and then that is Murumbi. Basically, Murumbi will take over the rest of the parts. I'm not sure. Oh, these are the stamps that Murumbi collected. You remember in the previous episode, I was showing you stamps that he created. Oh my God, my phone almost fell. These were other stamps. Oh, I can imagine my brother cannot relate. Beautiful stamps. Damn, let me take a photo. So these are the stamps that were collected by Murumbi's wife, and there you go, like there's a whole collection of stamps, and these are the beautiful ones. You remember I told you that the ones from Ethiopia are the most beautiful stamps you will ever meet. At first glance, they may look like ordinary footages. They're just stamps, you know, but they are much more than that. Each one is a tiny piece of history capturing important moments, people, wildlife, culture, and national achievements in just a few centimeters of paper. Before the internet and instant messaging, stamps were an essential part of communication. Every letter that traveled across Kenya and the world was one of the small works of art. As you walk closely, you will notice that designs tell stories. Some celebrate Kenyan independence, others just from different parts of the continent, and they just have and tell different wild stories. And I just loved it. It's amazing to think that something so small could carry not only a letter but also the story of a nation. These stamps remind us that history isn't always about large monuments, but sometimes it's just hidden in small tiny things that we just don't know. And the fact that right now there are no stamps like before. I used to hear people say I was a stamp collector. I just appreciate that fact that Murumbi and his wife did a better junk of that. Yeah. And here is our first 47 counties governors. Look at it. Insanely beautiful. Well, this is a memoir, Kenyatta's memoir. Okay, all these are books that have been written about Kenyatta, and they were also collected by Joseph Murumbi, and these are about Tomboya. Interesting, right? And this is about the Kenya National Archives signages. I am just wowed by the fact that I have been able to study from before the colonial period, gaining of independence, to the first president, to the second president, to the third president that I just already talked about, Mwai Kibaki, because I feel like that was just my favorite president. I was young, I didn't know anything, but just having grown up and realized that Kenya of tomorrow is all built brick by brick by the people who are in leadership today is amazing. And just looking at this wall and just looking at Dedan Kimathi, and sometimes I feel like we failed that man, because he fought for the good of Kenya and he built the Mau Mau system in a way that even the European people could not believe. Because if you read on that wall, it says that even when they arrested Dedan Kimathi, there was the colonial government was so excited, knowing that, you know what, we have finished this Africans, we are done with it, we have just entered a new phase. But they didn't know that this Mau Mau had field marshals like General, I'm forgetting his name, there was a General Mathenge or something of the sort. But just in just sinking in, diving deep, and just going through every president to our current president, he doesn't have a wall. But just going and seeing all the 47 county governors in that wall, it just spoke to me in a different way. In 2017, I think, when the devolution government was begun, and this is my first governor. Of course, I have to show him the mosques and something I've seen. There's a bunch of governors here that I know. Damn. Yeah, these are the first governors, and all this from here till the end of the corridor are just stamps. Wild, right? Stamps. The wedding, Prince Annie and Prince Anna in Seychelles, that's a stamp for a wedding. Damn it. Stamps, look at stamps. They used to look beautiful. Like this is a woman that fought for like independence for us women, Wangari Maathai. She made change. She's a climate warrior. There are so many places in this Kenya that she fought for. She tied herself on trees. May her spirit live on. Yeah, those are the things that she got to do. But this is Wangari Maathai. That's the beautiful Iron Lady. If you have never visited the National Archives, let this be your sign. Whether you're a student, a family, an historian, you're just bored, just go there, simply looking for a unique place to explore Nairobi. Yeah, it's your sign. Okay, just go experience. It's worth it. It's just 65 bob. Like, seriously, it's not that serious. And I just wanted to show you the view of just outside the archives through the window as I was going back home. But sometimes the best way to move forward is to first understand where we came from. So just go there, experience singing, dive deep, just have a lovely time by yourself. This is a place you can take for yourself on a solo date and all that. So yeah, I'm just hooking you up. My siblings cannot understand this. Other than that, guys, we mark the end of this vlog here. See you on the next one. If I have anything else to show you, I'll definitely love showing you by the time you're seeing this video. Anyway, subscribe, like, and share, and watch everything minus nothing. Share to as many friends as you can.